strumming through the scales of justice. Papa's noodling a raw, off-key guitar riff, like a campfire tune twisted by a jailhouse wind, backed by a gritty, defiant hum. All right, sons, huddle up by the fire. This is for the boys where Papa strums his beat-up old guitar, sounding like a drunk mule trying to play Sweet Home Alabama, and dishes the raw truth about thinkin like a man. Tonight, we're making legal analysis of criminal cases so simple, it'll hurt. We're diving into two crimes, theft and robbery. With all the drama of a bar fight gone bad, we'll watch them unfold, then cut to trial where the prosecution's got to prove every element of the crime beyond a reasonable doubt. One case sticks, one falls apart, and we'll see why intent's the key that unlocks the mess. By dawn, you'll know every crime's got elements, and our sidelines view ain't always the full picture. Grab a seat, boys, and let's strum through the scales of justice. Life's a battlefield, sons, and crime's just a dumb way to lose it. Trust me, I've been on both sides of this one. Here, we're gonna see two knuckleheads, one stealing, one robbing, and break down what the law needs to nail 'em. My guitar's wailing like a judge with a hangover, so let's dive into chaos, laugh at the fools, and learn why justice ain't as simple as it looks from the cheap seats. Maybe because it's even simpler. The theft, a truck in the night. The Nebraska night was black as coal, the air heavy with frost and bad decisions. In a dusty lot outside a dive bar, Jimmy, a scruffy drifter with a beard like tumbleweed, eyed a shiny red pickup truck. His stomach growled louder than a coyote, his pockets emptier than a preacher's promise. Jimmy wasn't out to keep the truck. He just needed a ride to the next town and maybe a nap in the cab to dodge the cold. He'd done it before. Borrow a rig, ditch it in the county over, no harm done, truck goes back to the owner, or so he thought. Jimmy jimmied the lock with a coat hanger, the door creaking like a guilty conscience. He hot-wired the engine, the roar splitting the silence and peeled out, tires spitting gravel like a drunk spitting curses. The bar owner, Hank, saw the taillights vanish, his prized truck stolen. Hank called the sheriff, raging like a bull stung by a hornet. Jimmy, oblivious, cruised toward Lincoln, planning to ditch the truck by dawn, maybe crash in a jail cell for a few days worth of 3 hots and a cot. His grin was crooked as his morals, thinking he had outsmarted the world. Two, the robbery. A knife in the alley. Across town, under a flickering streetlight, Tanya, a tough-talking bartender with debts bigger than her dreams, had other plans. She had been stiffed on tips one too many times, and her landlord was breathing down her neck. Spotting a drunk suit, Mr. Larson, stumbling out of the bar with a fat wallet, she saw her ticket out. Tanya slipped into the alley, a switchblade glinting in her hand, her heart pounding like a drum solo. "Hey, fancy pants," she snarled, blade flashing like a shark's grin. Larson froze, his Rolex ticking louder than his courage. "Wallet, now, or I carve you like a Thanksgiving turkey." His hands shook, dropping the leather billfold stuffed with $500. Tanya snatched it, kicked Larson to the curb, and vanished into the night, her laugh sharp as broken glass. Larson, bruised and broke, dialed 911, his pride bleeding worse than his scraped knees. Papa's guitar wailed, a riff like a siren in a storm. "Tanya's playing Dirty Boys," he chuckled, dark as a grave. "Robbery ain't just taking, it's using force or fear, or, in this case, a weapon, making it armed robbery. She's got intent to keep that cash, and the law's gonna love her knife act." She quickly got arrested and now faces trial. The theft trial. Intent falls apart. Courtroom smelled of polish and regret. Jimmy slouched in an orange jumpsuit, looking like a dog caught chewing boots. The prosecutor, a sharp-eyed woman named Carter, laid out the theft case. On this date, September 10, 2025, James Jimmy Tucker unlawfully took Hank Wilson's truck without consent, driving it across county lines. Theft. Nebraska law required proving 4 elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1. Unlawful taking. Jimmy took the truck. 2. Without permission. Hank obviously did not give permission. 3. Property of another. The truck was Hank's, not Jimmy's. And 4. Intent to permanently deprive the owner of the use and enjoyment of the property. Carter called Hank, who testified, "My truck was gone. Found it ditched in Lincoln. Scratched to hell." The sheriff confirmed Jimmy's fingerprints on the wheel, caught sleeping in the cab. Easy, right? Not so fast. Jimmy's public defender, a wiry guy named Pete, zeroed in on intent. "What did you want to happen as a result of your taking the truck, Jimmy?" Jimmy answered, "I wanted a place to sleep, and something to eat, and to get caught, so maybe I'd get a jail cell for meals and a bed for a while," which is exactly what happened. He ditched it. No sale, no chop shop. Jimmy's defender argued. He only took the truck for survival, knowing the truck would go back to Hank. He closed, his drawl slow as molasses. He was cold, hungry. Figured I'd borrow it, leave it somewhere safe. Thought maybe he'd get arrested and get it caught for a bit. Jury frowned, but Pete hammered home. Intent to permanent deprive was not there. Jimmy's dumb plan was temporary use or a stunt for jail time. Carter pushed back, but the evidence was thin. No resale attempts, no damage beyond scratches. The jury deliberated for a few minutes, finding Jimmy not guilty of theft. His intent too muddled to stick. Papa strummed, a cackle like a jack-in-the-box poppin'. Jimmy's a moron, boys, but he ain't a thief by law. No intent to keep that truck forever. just a fool chasing a nap. Prosecution's case fell flatter than my chords. Theft ain't just taken. It's intending to keep it, or dispose of it, or destroy it. Had the prosecutor charged him with unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, or something like joyriding, the results of the trial might have been more satisfying. Different elements, more provable. For the robbery trial, guilt sticks like glue. Another gavel bang, sharp as Tanya's blade. The courtroom buzzed as Tanya sat, her glare hard as concrete, charged with robbery. The prosecutor, Carter again, needed to prove 5 elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1. Taking property. Tanya took Larson's wallet. Without permission or entitlements. Pretty obvious. Use of force or fear. Pretty obvious. Fear, force, or intimidation by means of a weapon, the knife. 5. Intent to permanently deprive. She meant to keep the cash. Carter called Larson, who recounted the alley terror. She flashed that blade, said she'd gut me. I was scared stiff. A bystander confirmed seeing Tanya kick Larson, wallet in hand. The wallet, found in Tanya's apartment, had her prints and $400 of Larson's cash. Carter's case was tight. Weapon and force, knife and kick. Fear, Larson's shakes, and intent. Tanya spent some cash, hid the rest. Tanya's lawyer tried a sob story. She was desperate, debts piling up, but intent was clear. She kept the money, no sign of returning it. The jury didn't flinch, finding Tanya guilty in under an hour. Sentenced to 3 years, she shuffled out, her bravado gone like smoke in a storm. Papa's guitar wailed, a riff like a victory lap. Tanya's cooked boys, taken against victim's will, weapon, force, fear, and intimidation, and intent to keep that cash nailed her. Robbery's a beast, and she roared right into a cage. Breaking down the elements. Papa leaned back, the fire dying to embers, his guitar strumming a final wonky tune like a judge snoring through the verdict. Here's the deal, son, he said, voice warm as the campfire, but sharp as a tack. Every crime's got elements, pieces the prosecution's got to prove beyond reasonable doubt, like stacking bricks to build a wall. Has nothing to do with outrage, emotion, or popular opinion, just matching facts with elements. Jimmy's case crumbled, 'cause his intent was a clown show, just a joyride, not a heist. Tanya's case, on the other hand, made itself. The knife and kick made that stick like glue on a boot. He tossed a log, sparks dancing like courtroom fireworks. From the sidelines, we see drama. Jimmy's truck stunt, Tanya's alley mugging. But the law don't care about our hot takes. It's about elements, each one solid as steel. Miss one like Jimmy's intent, and the case flops. Nail 'em like Tanya's, and it's bars. That's justice, boys. Break it down, or you're just cheering from the cheap seats. Think in terms of elements for other situations in life, too, boys. Approach everything with legal analysis. It's not complicated at all. And your conclusions, for the most part, will be clear and simple. Papa strummed a chord like a gavel's final bang. This is Papa, signing off for the boys. Keep your eyes sharp, your heart's tough. Every fight's got pieces. Learn them. You're just strumming in the dark.